some of you can see, can everybody see the PowerPoint that we've got going? Everybody see the PowerPoint? And
send us a message in
Great.
the taskbar if you can't, in the private chat.
All right.
Yep.
So this is Corinne and I, for those of you that don't know us.
G'day.
Yep. So that's Beauty and the Beast, as I like to call this slide. I'm sorry to call you that, babe. But these photos actually were taken at a couple of courses we're going to talk about today. This lovely photo was taken on a nice windy day, 40-mile-an-hour winds at Barnbougle, and Corinne caught that hell of a photo of me at Kauri Cliffs in the North Island of New Zealand just this past in the November, beginning of December. So,
what you didn't capture is you dropping the golf ball.
well,
Missing it.
throwing the club into the water, I think, is probably more appropriate. Okay. Corinne's going to talk a little bit about our company.
So Barbara, if you can't see the PowerPoint presentation, I am recording it also for you, and we can share it for you afterwards.
Just make sure your video's going, because that should help you see it.
Yeah.
Tom, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So for me, it's my bottom left monitor button for a icon for recording, Barb. Thank you for your message. Okay, a little bit about us. For those who know us, thank you for joining. And for those who don't know us, I am Corinne and this is Doug. We actually are the owners of Down Under Endeavours. I actually founded this company in the mid-90s. For those who were around then, it was a case of Paul Hogan, throw another shrimp on the Barbie days. And I actually worked for Tourism Australia during those days. And I came over from Australia to help promote our country and to help people see Australia through the eyes of a local. I fell in love with Chicago and the American culture and people. And I decided to stay and started my own company, Down Under Endeavours, here to help people explore the South Pacific through our local people, icons, and what means the most to us. Every trip is handcrafted and every experience is tailored for you. So I really enjoy that immensely. And we are here to give you a little taste of that area and that world.
So we're going to focus on golf in the South Pacific, mainly Australia and New Zealand, which have top-ranked courses in both places, both amazing courses. There are a couple of other places in the South Pacific that you can play, and Fiji in particular has a couple of really great courses as well, but mostly focusing on Australia, New Zealand, and what is important as the golf is, the non-golf is just as important, because the reason you go there is to do all these amazing things. It just happens to be there are really amazing golf courses that you have a chance to play. Like the Royal Melbournes, the Kauri Cliffs, the Cape Kidnappers. So
today we're going to touch on some of our favorites, tell you what to see around and nearby, and then have a little Q&A at the end. And it's just meant to keep us dreaming, because that is still there and not going anywhere. And someday you will be there too.
And any questions that you have as we're moving through this, you can feel free to put them in the Zoom group chat window, and we'll answer them all at the end. We'll unmute you and have some fun.
And of course, we have an amazing team who'd be happy to chat to you one-on-one as well.
Yeah. So the two countries we're focusing on today, like I said, in the South Pacific, was we're going to go through some in Australia, and we're going to go through a few in New Zealand. So we're going to start off by talking about how many great golf courses are there in Australia. I just used the recent one, January 2020 of Golf Digest did a ranking of world top 100 courses. Australia has 13 of them. For a country of just a little less than 25 million people, that's pretty good. And this ranking does take away the United States courses. So these are global top 100 courses. So the first place we're going to start is in Melbourne with Royal Melbourne and Kingston Heath.
Yeah, really special place.
Yeah, really great. Melbourne, Australia is one of the cultural capitals of Australia. It's a fantastic place. Corinne will talk about that here in a second. And we're going to talk about Royal Melbourne West and East. There are 36 holes on this. Both of them are world-ranked courses. When the President's Cup was there recently and just finished in December, it's hosted the President's Cup 3 times. They play what's called a composite course. They play 6 off the west and, they play 12 off the west and 6 off the east. But this is the kind of scenery that you get here in the Sandbelt courses. It's just a really fantastic track, both of these. And I would argue the best greens of any course that we have had a chance
Yeah.
to play anywhere in the world.
I would agree.
And here's a
They
pretty
run
fun,
true.
here's
and
a funny
the bunkers
photo
are
of,
big.
they call it the sand belt for a reason. And there's one of the reasons. Kingston
That's the
Heath,
only time you guys were in the trap all day.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
true.
kidding. Kingston Heath is just is also another very highly rated course, which is just down the road from Royal Melbourne. There are a lot of great tracks. There's Yarra, which we had a chance to play just recently, Metropolitan, National, Commonwealth, Huntingdale, all in the region. So these courses are walking only. All the sandbelt courses walk only unless you have a medical certificate. And you also need a letter of introduction from your club. They're a little difficult to get into sometimes, but we have the contacts so we can help you do that.
Yeah, what makes these courses really nice are they are traditionally flat, and that you'll hear the Australian birds and wildlife. It's amazing. So to talk a little about where you stay and what you do. In this area, these courses are truly in the suburbs of Melbourne. Melbourne, to me, is one of the most amazing bohemian European vibe cities of Australia. It has so many hidden laneways and arcades, incredible bars and restaurants, all small business owned, and the chance to explore the incredible artwork along the lines on each street. Stop at a cafe, culture very Parisian. And here's one of our best mates, Dingo. He's one of our great guides who can take you on the most incredible, unique shopping experiences, knows all the local artists. And of course, Melbourne is home to incredible sports as well. So the Australian Tennis Open, which is the first Grand Slam tournament of the year, we can actually get you seats on the court. So for those tennis lovers who may not necessarily be looking at golf, we can incorporate a really special experience here. And the festivals that are held during this time are spectacular. Melbourne knows how to throw a party.
Yeah, I would argue after the President's Cup, it is definitely one in the world that it can.
Yeah,
it's a
we were down
fantastic
there
host.
for that. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's a fantastic hosting city. Next, we're off to two other highly rated courses right next to each other on the same piece of property in northeast Tasmania, the island that sits off of a little bit south of Melbourne there. As you can see, it's just a quick flight from Melbourne and Sydney to get into Launceston. And then the courses that the two courses we're going to talk about, Barnbougle Lost Farm, Barnbougle Dunes, are just about an hour drive north of Launceston. This is the kind of scenery that you're going to see. This is the Bay of Fires, which is just even a little bit farther over on the east coast in Tasmania. Absolutely fantastic. Wild, woolly, rugged. It is a really special place. Some of the people on here I know have been there. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is Barnbougle Dunes, set right on the coast, and is both of these tracks run right along the Tasman Sea with a lot of sand.
It's stunning.
Yeah, it's stunning. As you can see, the scenery is really great. I will say this, the wind is unbelievable there. It has been, but it is a great, great place to play. As you can tell through, as we just scroll through some of the scenery here of what the courses are at Barnbougle. The land is owned by a guy named Richard Sattler, and this used to be a big potato farm. And some years ago in the early 2000s, he decided he was going to put a couple of golf courses out here, and boy, he's done a heck of a job.
Yeah, we were just down there in December after President's Cup with a few great mates, and even just to see wallabies, which is a smaller version of the kangaroo, roaming around on this course or do a beach walk is amazing. What's nice about these courses is Lost Farm. If you're not a big golfer, that was a very forgiving open fairway that I actually really appreciated, who may not have golfed as often. And if you're really looking for a challenge, Barnbougle, the dunes is where you want to go. It's nice to have both there. Yeah. But this is a very special mate right here. This is Bushy. He truly is the Croc Dundee, the original Croc Dundee of Australia. And he is a gourmet bush chef. What does that mean? He takes you to his private place right here. This is our actual photos from December, and it gives you a chance to experience regional local cuisine and also meet the locals. The local wallabies and roos are very curious. Wombats come out at night, and there are a chance to see platypus and a few other wildlife that most Australians even don't get to experience. Yeah, so it truly is one of those great experiences to actually go and golf in the morning, go do this in the evening, and feel like you are somewhere else that you can't duplicate anywhere else in the world. Of course, very important. Nearby is a lot of sparkling wine, and for me this is absolutely a must. So if you're going to go to a region, you need to taste what is on offer in that region. There's also whiskey distilleries. We can get you fly fishing for fresh trout. They'll cook it up. Bushy will cook it for you. We customize the experience. This is truly unique.
One little special mention that I want to do that I didn't really have on the agenda before, but this is Cape Wickham on King Island, which is getting rave reviews through the golfing community. This is on King Island, just a little bit north. You've got to get to it via plane from either Tasmania or Melbourne. And so this course is another spectacular, rugged coastal. I just wanted to mention it because it's really jumped up in the global rankings. I just wanted to throw a shout out to that.
And we can get you there.
We can get you there. The next course we're going to spin around and talk about is New South Wales Golf Club, which is in the suburbs of Sydney, located about 30 minutes, depending on traffic, of this lovely picture right here. The golf course isn't too far from this, and you can get out, play golf in the morning, have your afternoon for touring. It's really a spectacular place. As you'll see here, this coastline, unlike the beaches that you saw just in Tasmania with Barnbougle, this is rugged, California-like coastal, whereas the beach in Tasmania, you're going to see the rolling waves come up like being any one of those beach places. This is the waves crashing actually up onto the golf course. It's pretty spectacular. And anybody that goes to Sydney that's a golfer, I would highly recommend this.
Yeah,
as
it's
you can
truly
see.
a bucket list. It challenges all senses. It's actually geared for all golfers as well. And being in the suburbs, you could be golfing in the morning and absolutely sitting in a wine bar downtown on a beach suburb in Sydney.
Yeah, that picture there shows you just a little bit how far away it is from downtown. You can see the downtown skyline just a little bit off in the upper right-hand corner portion there.
Gosh, I got to tell you, one thing you have to do when you go to Sydney, and it doesn't matter if you've been there once, twice, or three times, or never. Getting on Sydney Harbour is a must. And there are multiple ways that we can have you do this. There is so many underground restaurants and bars that we can suggest to you depending on your style. Mr. Wong's is one of our favorites, and it's really hard to get into, but it is down one of those hidden lanes that we need to tell you and show you where to go, that it may be a 2 or 3 hour wait, but the wait is absolutely worth it. That all you see is that sign outside, and while you wait, there are amazing underground speakeasies. And this place in particular has incredible music on Wednesday nights. You walk back in time, it's absolutely in the basement of the restaurant, this old, beautiful, absolutely incredible building that is part of Sydney's history. You can just go for a plate. You may not decide to wait for your Mr. Wong's reservation, but little hidden gems like this we love. We have barbershop fronts that have a speakeasy that you walk through the barbershop and go into a gin bar. There are whiskey bars underground, rooftops that cater 12 people. You name it, we can get you something special.
Now, Sydney's really exploded onto that scene, I think, in the last few years. They've really embraced the speakeasy / underground culture of this, and it was really neat when we were there the last time.
Yeah.
So next we're going to spin up into the Great Barrier Reef up in the northeast of Australia. So Hamilton Island is it sits just on the southern end of the Great Barrier Reef, easy access by Sydney, Melbourne. They fly into Hamilton Island, and so it's easy to get to.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go to the Great Barrier Reef, why not play golf, right? So you're going to go, this is a picture of Hamilton Island. And then as you get from the marina over to the golf course, it's about a 5-minute little jaunt in this boat just to get over to go play. And the only thing on the course, only thing on the island is the course. You've got the clubhouse and the golf course. And why would you do this? Who on earth you can imagine playing golf in the Great Barrier Reef? And this is a really special, highly rated course. As you can see, one of the holes, the 13th hole, you can see 360 degrees around as you climb to the top of the island there. So this island's actually called Dent Island. And if you're there during Yacht Week, Hamilton Island Yacht Week is in August, and you can see the America's Cup yachts, the Wild Oats here, which is a pretty famous one. It's won the Sydney to Hobart race quite a few times. My recommendation for the golfers is bring a lot of golf balls. Corinne's dad, former professional player, went out there with 2 of his buddies, and they lost 53 golf balls over the course of 2 rounds. I lost 16, and I'm not that good, but Dad is great, and Dad usually plays with 1 ball. So I've never lost that many golf balls in one spot.
She can be a moody day.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place to play.
It's really nice too, because off that island, it really is a bunch of islands. So what makes it really nice is it's great smooth sailing waters, as you can see here, makes it really a nice calm destination. So what makes this special is you can be golfing in the morning and out on the reef in the afternoon by a helicopter or seaplane or boat. What makes these islands so special is the calm waters, great for families. We can arrange a private picnic on a nice beach like this, where the sand squeaks when you walk through it. It's just like talcum powder. So sometimes your souvenir is just the sand in your hair because it's so fine and beautiful and undisturbed. So these are really special ways to experience a Great Barrier Reef, to get a game of golf in, to have 4 or 5 different types of accommodation, great for families, great for anniversaries and special occasions. The marina is like the British Virgin Islands with great entertainment, lots of restaurants, and even ice creameries, which is fantastic. So something for everybody. This is a good location. Spend 4 or 5 nights. Oh, and they have great plunge pools.
And they have great plunge pools.
We do love that one.
But now we're going to spin across the pond, spin across the Tasman Sea over to New Zealand. New Zealand, again, not a country of just a little less than 5 million people, has 6 top 100 courses. So they've really upped their game in the last probably 20 years, and all of these courses, every single one of them is spectacular visually, and we're going to kind of go through what each one of these are and why you'd want to play them. We're going to start off at Kauri Cliffs. I'm just going to start at the top of the North Island here, up in Bay of Islands. There's a course here, some of you that may have even played this before. So Kauri Cliffs. This is why you go. The scenery starts in the North Island up here in Bay of Islands and just gets more dramatic as you drift south. And so this is the start of what you're going to see. Very well maintained, very easy to get to. It's located 30 minutes, it's about 30 minutes from Kauri Airport. So it's easy to fly up from Auckland. You can also drive, and it takes about 4 hours drive up from Auckland. But this is on a working, massive cattle and sheep farm.
Stunning, absolutely beautiful.
It's stunning. The back 9 of this golf course runs right along the water and is just jaw-dropping at every turn here.
You can see the clubhouse in that photo, which makes for great sundowners after you've had a good day at golf. You may choose to play 9 holes one day and 9 the next. This is where the pace of play is nice and slow. Not a lot of people can get access to this in a day. So you might see a total of 50 people play this course a day. It makes it feel like it's your own. And like Doug said, back 9, must do. Absolutely draw dropping. And I would like to say that this is my birdie putt. And no, I didn't make it. But in that sense,
it's beautiful. What a great place!
Amazing.
What a great place. And then some of the region around here, I'll let Corinne talk about the Waitangi Treaty Grounds.
You know, we went here in December, and we've been selling New Zealand for a long, long time. You know, we've been into business for over 21 years, and this is absolutely a passion point for me to experience Maori culture in its authentic, every vibe, every detail. Danny, he is one of the local tribe, from the local tribe. The essence that you get here, you will not find in a lot of other places in New Zealand. So a chance to actually experience true Maori culture, understand it, ask questions, great for all ages. We can tailor this however you like, but this was an amazing, incredible experience that I highly recommend we can adapt in some way, shape or form while you are up in this region. And while you're there, oh my gosh, amazing fudge factories, farmers markets, live musicians, great eateries. This is one of the photos I took. It was like I wanted to eat everything, and we just saw this on the side of the road and pulled up. That is New Zealand at its best, and it was just incredible. We helped build those itineraries that you can drive and stop into these places, the must-see spots.
Yeah, and those photos from Waitangi Treaty Grounds are actually our photos. I mean, it was what a great place. So we're going to go to the sister course of Kauri Cliffs called Cape Kidnappers in Hawke's Bay, which is sits in this little inlet here, about another 30 minutes north of Napier is the airport that you would fly into here in the north. Like I said, it's a sister course for Kauri Cliffs, owned by Julian Robinson. Some of you people might know who that is. This has become Billionaire's Playground. James Cameron owns a place. The guy that founded PayPal, guy that owns the Vegas Knights. All these billionaires are buying these properties in New Zealand and setting up these incredible places. So here's just a snapshot of what Napier looks like.
Yeah, great Art Deco.
Great
They
Art
have
Deco.
preserved that incredibly, and you can truly see, I think, elements of what Los Angeles was like in its Art Deco days.
Yeah.
The architecture is spectacular.
So the reason you play Cape Kidnappers is this right here. This is the back nine, and I'd argue the most spectacular scenery of any golf course anywhere on the planet. That includes Pebble Beach. That includes Pinnacle Point in South Africa. I don't think anything can rival this, this back nine at Cape Kidnappers. What is the interesting, it's set right off on these cliff faces. I want you to pay particular attention to something. There's no fencing here, and you're in a golf cart. So when you're riding down these fairways, I tell you what, you know, you're a little 2 meters away from going over the side. I mean, it's just, you're on the edge of the earth here, kind of out there on your own.
You have to trust your yardage because it looks intimidating, but the yardage is true.
Yeah, really spectacular. Like anywhere in New Zealand, 4 seasons in one day. You can start off in sun, finish in downpouring rain. But what a special place to play.
Yeah, actually what makes that place special, the back nine is spectacular. But I'll tell you this, the 7th hole, par 3, I hit a driver off that tee and it ran all the way back down to me. So it also is an interesting course. In this region, I have to say that some of my favorite wineries are here. This and down in Queenstown, which we'll talk about next. But you have a chance to blend what your stays are. So for here, we could do a wine tasting day. If you're not golfing, there is fly fishing. You can stay at an incredible spot like you did, Wolfie, at a beautiful cottage on a vineyard and feel like you own your own winery for a day. But what makes this so special also is the unique wildlife. So here in this area is a gannet colony that they actually land at, that you can actually go and see, walk up close to them, and they'll come in and land and take off from there. And at the same time, this is a great location for those interested or wanting to educate kids, or even just wanting to get a little bit more understanding about the kiwi bird and what it faces, its challenges, and what the whole country is doing to save them. And of course, this is my favorite photo because for me, this is what it's all about, the food and the wine. And this truly is a photo you could find. I took, this is everywhere. We have some of our favorites, but tasting the local regional cuisine straight from the farmers, organic, is what it's all about.
Next, we're moving on to KINLOCH, which is in Taupo, on Lake Taupo in the middle of the North Island. Close to Rotorua, close to Waitomo for the glowworm caves. And also there's a lot of Maori culture. This is rock art here on Lake Taupo, another really special place. KINLOCH is the only Jack Nicklaus signature course in New Zealand. So it's a pretty special place. They have, 50-minute flight from Auckland. You're going to fly down, 3-hour drive. This is a link style course, very playable. It looks a little tough here on these photos. Actually, Corinne and I found that it was, not as challenging as some of them, like the Hamilton Islands, where you lose a ball and say that, you see. I thought it was just very fair.
It was
the
fun.
Weather changed. As you'll see here, this is us at tee off, and this is literally us 30 minutes later. The weather had just switched on us. But what a really special place to play. There's some great accommodations in the area.
For our good golfers, they really love to put that on your list. So if you're looking for something that's truly unique, that is challenging, and just say, wow, that's like nothing else, that is actually one that's really delivering and being under the radar. In this area, there's incredible waterfalls, a little bit of action with jet boating. Of course, the Hobbiton movie sets are here as well, so a lot of the rings. And the fly fishing is spectacular. It really is incredible.
One more special mention that I'll do is Terra Iti, which is between Auckland and the Bay of Islands, between those two places. It's a course that's just come online a couple years ago. Terra Iti jumped right into the top 10 of the world rankings. Very, very difficult to get on to. We can get you on, and you get one chance in life to play it. They let you play that course once, and then that's it, or one time. I think you can probably play it twice.
Definitely ask us about it.
But I would definitely, this is a really special one. I just wanted to throw it in there. We're not going to talk too much about it. The next place and the last place we're going to jump down to the adventure capital of the world down in Queenstown and talk about Jack's Point and Millbrook, one of the more special places.
Very near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, this is Jack's Point. Actually, if you look at this photo, just in the upper, little bit just beneath the mountain ranges there, that's a remarkable mountain ranges. And just at the base of that is where Jack's Point sits. Again, why do you play this course? I don't need to say anything much more than just look at these photos. It is an absolutely spectacular track. as is Millbrook and as is Arrowtown, the other ones. But I'm going to focus on Jack's here. And one of the unique features of this course is this rock wall that you do have to tee off over on a few holes.
Yeah.
And it kind of backs up behind a couple
That
of
was
the
my
greens.
favorite
Yeah.
tee shot for sure.
Yeah, it's called Jack's Point, not related to Jack Nicklaus, but Jack's Point. And I tell you, if there's one course you play in the South Island, let this be the course. Millbrook's just down the street for those that want to go play a couple of rounds. There's a couple of different courses here that are equally as fantastic as you can see here.
What makes this place so special is that Queenstown is like a mini Aspen. It has so much to do, a great downtown vibe, really good alpine culture, but what makes it great is the fjords and the sense of space nearby. So it's a really great destination, from adventure to these great fjord areas that you can experience by boat during the day, or an overnight cruise if you want to get a little bit more adventurous and kayak, or via helicopters in the region to get to these mountains. And of course, what is Queenstown amazing for me? Pinot Noir country right outside your door. And I mean, you could be golfing in the morning and having lunch at a winery and having a tasting, a vertical tasting, followed by a 6-course dinner. And boy, that's a great day. So this is what Queenstown is all about. It's where bungee jumping started. So there's a lot of adventure, great hiking, great mountain biking, great restaurants, and lots of accommodation choices. A really nice vibe in downtown too.
Much adventure as you want.
Yeah.
There's a picture. One of our mates has a helicopter company in Queenstown, and Corinne and I, the last time we were there, we were lucky enough, he took us up there. And
Yeah, you don't
you can
have
see,
to spend a whole day
yeah.
helicoptering. 15 minutes with a glass of champagne does wonders for the soul. So that is us in a nutshell. We want to talk a little bit more about keep dreaming. For those who are new to us, and I'm loving to see your faces. Hi, Kay, I just saw your face. This is all about keeping you inspired. All of these places are here, and here's some of our faces that are people who are making the magic happen behind the scenes. All of these people are part of the essence of what makes us so special. So they have small businesses, they represent the airlines, they are our team. Lots of people in this picture, but there are so many more. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for dreaming with us, because it's important to dream. And we're here, my team and I are here for you when you're ready. So we're just asking for people to pop a few questions in the chat box right now, and we'll answer them for you as best we can. And if we don't get to it in the time, then just let you know that we'll reach out to you for sure. Please let us know. But we're here for you. We're a small company. We're not going anywhere, and we want to keep you dreaming. So
the first question that comes through says, do I need to bring my own clubs? This is a popular question that we get, and I'll tell you what I think. If you're going to play, say, 2 courses in Australia and 2 courses in New Zealand, I would say no. I would not bring my own. I would not bring and drag clubs all over the South Pacific to play a couple of rounds. The reason being is that places like Kauri Cliffs, places like Kidnappers and Royal Melbourne literally are peeling brand spanking new clubs out of the plastic and putting them in the rental clubs, and off you go. So you're getting brand new clubs in a lot of these places. And it certainly saves you, whether you're getting the free luggage allowance or not. It's just the having to carry them from place to place to place. If you're going on a golf trip, we just had clients go through the North and South Island in New Zealand. They played 9 rounds of golf in 13 days. Take your clubs. So if it's a golfing trip that you're going to be doing other things, take your clubs. If you're only playing a couple rounds, I wouldn't, because they have such great sticks there anyway, so why bother?
Karen, I just wanted to say thank you that you played Jacks in 2012. You had an amazing experience. I just wanted to share that, everyone. 11 other people on the golf course. That was similar to the day that we had. So what is the best time, a question here, what is the best time of the year to golf in Australia and Tasmania? We actually really love, December can be windy. So if you don't mind a little bit of wind, that is our summer months. The wildlife is really active. So we tailor that for when you want to, what you need out of that experience and who is going. If it's purely golfers, then that's pretty much any time, because it's wild and woolly, can be calm, and bushfires and all those sorts of things at night. By the fire, cooking is great. But if you want a little bit of mix of everything, then, spring, Aussie spring, which is September, October, is really nice because of all the animals. And also April, May. You're missing the school holidays. It's a nice little window in there. And depending on where else in Australia. Kay, g'day, Kay. Good to see you. How long would the trip take if you played in New Zealand, all the New Zealand courses and a few in Australia? If you could give me 2 weeks, I know how you travel, Kay. We could get it done then. 17 days would be better, because we want to make sure you get a taste of the culture as well. Depends on how often you wanted to play. Okay, we have another question here. In Australia, is there a good birding golf itinerary? Yes, we handcraft everything. Kangaroo Island is exceptional for birding, and Australia has incredible birding. So in that essence, absolutely, we can blend that for you. We have specialist guides who can take you golfing and birding. You would split that up. If all travelers were interested in both, we would share those experiences. But there are, as you know, most Audubon societies go to Australia because of the amount of bird life that we have there. Usually that's seasonal for what if you are actually following a migration. Same with New Zealand, and we can help you with that for sure.
Mr. Wolf has asked, how far in advance should we book these kind of golf outings? I think the general rule of thumb is 9 months to a year is a good planning. That's in the wheelhouse of a planning when you know you want to go. So if you want to go in March, I think it's good to start planning the March prior, all the way up until maybe about our summertime, because what you don't want to get is a situation where you're disappointed because the accommodation, that's mostly based on that, is the accommodations and things that you might like to do along the way. We don't want to get in a situation where it's sold out or there's just low availability. So the farther ahead you can book that, the better for these.
And some of these courses are actually private. So these are access that we have that the general public doesn't. So we are requesting specific, very unique tee times that may be only 1 or 2 or 4 a week. So that's a good time frame for sure. Kay, you would ask what airline? Right now, United, American, Qantas, Air New Zealand, Delta, you name it. If you have frequent flyer miles, we will help you plan around that and make sure you earn them as well.
Do you do trips for 2 or 4 people, large groups? Actually, most of what we do is the 2 or 4 is great, and up to 8. That's about as, but we've done much larger than that, but the 2-4 people works really well. You can move around, you can go at your own pace. 4 is kind of great because you can have your own foursome as you move along. But, you know, Corinne and I have a tendency of playing a lot of these by ourselves when we, you know, we're moving from place to place to place all the time. And sometimes it's just us 2, and sometimes they'll put, you know, another person or 2 with us. We had a pro from South Africa join us when we were at Kauri Cliffs and had a real fun time, got a chance to meet some people. So,
and truly, if you want to join a group, we will create one. We have people on this call today I haven't seen for a while who've joined us on golf river cruises. We turn a river cruise into a golfing itinerary to balance it out. If we've done President's Cup when we were the official providers for that. And so, yes, we can tailor it to whatever you need. We created this company to customize travel. So nothing, we've never replicated the same itinerary, none of our team. And all of our team is as knowledgeable as about what we are talking right now. You'll see them on other Travel Tuesdays. Absolutely, we will send this recording out. So thank you for asking about that. And we are here to provide you with information. Truly, we are only just scraping the tip of the iceberg of the amount of knowledge that we have after 21 years. And same with our team. We are here for you. It is truly a life-changing experience once you start traveling this way. We work within your time frame and budget, and it's all about the people and mates and friends that you experience and get to know forever. So if there's anything else, what we're talking about now is our next date and time is May 12th. The next request, the most sought after request, is French Polynesia, Fiji, and Cook Islands. What is the difference between those islands and the South Pacific? Know that we do Africa as well, and we are expanding into the US and Ireland. We've been to Ireland and Thailand. We've golfed a lot of places, so feel free to let us know if there's something that our team can do for you. If there's anything else, thanks so much for joining us. Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wolf. Ah, gotcha. Stop video. Let's see.